Wish me luck. Where the plot at though? I'm scared where this is going. I don't really want to read anymore. Hello fellow book nerds. It is a Saturday the 28th and officially first day of the Bookie Trials. I'm so excited. It's currently 10:30 a.m. so I didn't start at 1 like everyone else, but that's because I wanted to get some sleep. I woke up at 8. I've already been reading for a while, but now it's time to get ready for the day, have some breakfast, put some face on and just enjoy my days. I'm a mage, so that means I've got 3 prompts, and that is a book with purple on the cover, predicted 5-star, and visit new world. So for the predicted 5 stars and purple on the cover, I've chosen Daisy Jones and the Six. So as you can see, it has purple. I've been meaning to read this book since it came out. It's on my predicted 5-star read video, so I thought it was perfect for this. So Daisy Jones and the Six tells the story of a fictional band and kind of their story of fame and then falling out of fame. But I've read her other works and I know that she makes the most vivid historical fiction, so I'm very, very excited for this one. And we also have Serpent and Dove. So this one I heard about it before it came out, and the synopsis just made me want to buy it so badly, so I bought it as soon as I could. I think I maybe pre-ordered it, and then really bad reviews started coming out, so I'm kind of postponing this book because I feel like I might still enjoy it because it's very heavy on the whole enemies to lovers from what I know, but at the same time I kind of already see what people are saying, because I started reading it this morning, woke up at 8 a.m. by my neighbors, so that was lovely. And I'm on 66th page. On like first page, we're introduced to our first black character named Coco. I'm really curious to watch some videos discussing this later, because I can often enjoy something, maybe know it's slightly not the best themes. There's some people really passionate about this book, so I'm really curious to see what they think. I'm gonna see how the weekend goes. I'm very excited. I mean, both of these books are a little bit large, and I don't think I've thought this through very well. Like this one's 500 pages long, you know. This one's like 350, so that's more manageable. And I really want to read this one, at least finish this one, because it's 2 prompts, and I feel like because it's interview style, it'll be much easier. So let's hope. But for now, I'm reading this one. So far, I guess I'm enjoying it. There wasn't nothing that grabbed me in the first 60 pages, but it is just 60 pages, so I might still fall in love with it. So far, so good. So in this one, we follow the story of a witch who has to get married to a witch hunter because they get found in some alluring situation or whatever. I still haven't gotten to the situation, so I don't really know what that is. Our main character Lou is a thief. She's quite spirited, hopefully smart. I really like smart characters, so we'll see how that goes. And our main male character, whose name's something Diggory. He reminds me so much of Matt. Is it Matt? From Six of Crows, like Matt and Nina situation. Did someone just take that storyline and run with it? It feels a little bit like they did Wish Me Luck. So I just finished a sprint, which was like a live read with me kind of show with obviously our queen. And then, I'm really sorry, I don't know her name, but Drinking by My Shelf. It wasn't the most productive one, because I don't know, I read about 78 pages. Fast read, I feel like I'm getting through the words fast and I'm getting through everything fast, but then when I look at it, I didn't get that many pages done. So far, I really, really like the dynamic in their relationship. We have Lou, who's the witch, and she's very like snarky, she's very daring. This is a very, very conservative society where they literally said like, when you're a wife, you belong to your husband, women are not supposed to swear, women are not supposed to like wear pants. Like he was very scandalized by that, and it's just a very, very conservative society, and it's just so funny to see because Reed. He's a member of the church and he's very like, he doesn't swear, he holds his poise, he's very innocent. I'm pretty sure he's a virgin. It's very funny to see them together, for her to be saying like swear words and like singing lewd songs and just being very outlandish and out there and very energetic, and for him to respond to that is really funny to see. I haven't seen that often, so I'm really enjoying the dynamic in this. And the plot itself, I don't know if there's gonna be much more plot than this. It seems to be mostly romance. 188 pages in, so we shall see how far I'll get. I'm really hoping to get half of this done and maybe start Daisy Jones in the 6th. Again, I really enjoy the characters. I think Lou is just so spirited and she's just such a beacon of light in this grim world, and I really enjoy that. And I think Reed is also very sweet. He's so innocent and he just wants to do right by everyone, and he has the best intentions, and he is quite blinded by his faith, but at the same time, you know he has pure intentions, you know he's not a bad guy. It's officially Sunday because it's 12:30, but we're not counting days like that, we're counting them by sleep, and I'm not asleep, so it's still Saturday. I've kind of smashed through, so my plan was read like half of this one and get a good chunk of Daisy Jones done. I didn't start Daisy Jones, but I did get more than a half in. I'm 300, almost 60 pages in. Again, where the plot at though? I've realized something while I was reading it just now, and I just feel like the world building is very lacking. I feel like I don't really understand what kinds of witches there are. They only mention 2, but they never mention any other ones. They vaguely mention their power sources and how it works, but they never really explained it very much. They really explained the power dynamics between the witches. I know there's some covens, but they don't really explain how that works very well. I understand the church to an extent, but at the same time, again, I don't feel like it's that extensive. Maybe the most extensive part of the world building, but still not enough. They don't touch upon anything outside of the city they live in, basically. So they mentioned like other places maybe twice, but they never talk about different kingdoms, they never talk about different governments, they never talk about different policies. What are witches like across the world? Is this like normal? This world is consisted of just this very tiny city or town, whatever, and there's no world building around it. And even within the city, barely understand it. If I wasn't reading this for the relationship, I would be really disconnected. For example, when I was reading Truth Witch, I said I feel like I don't understand the world because there's so much and I feel like the explanation is so lackluster. But I feel like there it's more, there's too much. There's just so much. You can really tell that the lore is very extensive. But with this one, I feel like it's more of a there isn't the lore kind of issue, so it's not that I don't understand, it's more like it feels like there's nothing there. But that's it for me, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I hope you also had a lovely day. Hello, it is Sunday now, official 11:27. This morning I read a little bit more of Serpent and Dove. I am now on page 420, so very little left, 80 pages. I just finished Serpent and Dove. Now I'm starting Daisy Jones on the 6th. I'm very excited. It's currently free, so we'll see how that goes. Hello, I am 82 pages in. I'm semi-worried that I'm not gonna like it as much as I could because I'm pushing myself to read it as fast as I can, but at the same time, I kind of just want to read it, so we're just gonna go for it. I don't know if I'm the fan of the whole it's an interview style. It makes it kind of faster to read and it does make it easier to read, and the story is going so fast, like there's already been some important stuff happening, but I guess I'm more of a prose kind of gal. The writing style is alright, but because it is writing, like it's people speaking, and that's basically, it's like a transcription. It's not very elaborate, and I'm not sure how I feel about Daisy. She seems like a brat, but hopefully she will have some really good character development. And there's so many drugs. I was just taking so many drugs. So maybe if you're not into drugs, steer clear, because everyone's just talking about drugs constantly and is taking drugs constantly, and they barely even started their career. I'm scared where this is going. Wish me luck. I don't really want to read anymore. It's, what time is it? Like 6? And I'm on page 178 of Daisy Jones and the Six, and I do not want to read it anymore. Yeah, no, but I'm tired. I am enjoying it. It's not that I'm not enjoying it, but at the same time I'm not like loving it, so it's really hard to keep pushing. I think I'm gonna take a break. I'm halfway through. I could finish this. Like, I could comfortably finish this. Renee Witherspoon said that she read this in a day. Like, kudos. Kudos to her, you know. I was watching Drinking by Myself videos. Princess Diaries vlog where she read the whole series with her sister in 24 hours, and I'm just like, how? I'm reading my second book. I'm halfway through my second book in 48 hours. And my brain's melting. I think the fact that I didn't get enough sleep is not helping. I hate jumping into a new story this quickly. I don't know. Maybe reading one of my most anticipated books for like 2 years straight was not the best idea. Anyway, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is maybe take a little break, watch some videos. I'm gonna have dinner soon, and then I'll see how I feel. I mean, if I'm not really enjoying it and I'm just pushing myself through it, there's no point. I'm just gonna stop reading. Wow, it's rough. Okay. Babe. Did it! Hello, so it is the morning after Monday, and I have finished Serpent and Dove and Daisy Jones and the Six for the Bookie Trials. It was an experience. I haven't read this much in such a short period of time in ages, and I don't know if I loved it. It was nice, but putting that much pressure on yourself, nah, I ain't about that. I still really enjoyed it. I had so much fun with just being in a community, everyone reading at the same time. I was messaging my friends and they were also reading for this, and it was just a lot of fun seeing everyone on Twitter. I really enjoyed it. I don't want you to think I didn't enjoy it. Let's just wrap it up a little bit, talk about the books, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I gave them. Let's start with Serpent and Dove. So when I was reading it, I was quite enjoying it. I was into romance, like I said, I liked the characters, but upon finishing it and having a little bit of time to think and then watching some other videos, first of all, not even watching other videos, just me. So something after finishing, I realized then the plot was non-existent because it was a romance and that's all it was. They tried putting some plot at the end. It was not it. Again, I don't really mind no plot books, like I can read it from time to time, so I guess that was fine for me. But if you like plot driven books, not for you. If you like pure romance with a little tinge of fantasy, yeah, there you go. That's probably a good book for you then. And another thing, the world building was so poorly executed, it's not even funny. So this is supposed to be medieval France apparently, but I don't know if it's supposed to be our actual France or like a whole new world just kind of based on France. Even the world building through language was so poor, because you would have a French phrase followed by really modern American slang. Politics very poorly explained as well. It's just basic church is patriarchy, witches is matriarchy, and they fight, and that was it. There's a king, but is it even relevant? Because I feel like the church is the one leading it, and like, is there any other country? Is it different in any other country? It's just such a small world. There's no world building here. It's just so narrow and so small into this one story. And like, I understand it's because it's a romance. I like knowing a lot about the world. I love knowing lore, making you feel like it's so expansive and big, and you just know there's so much history there. There's no history here. There's literally nothing. There's just this one town and a romance, and that's it. I enjoyed the characters. I thought the characters were good, except there was Beau, is King Louis' son, and he's a character in this, and towards the end I was just baffled why the hell he was even included. It's just the most useless character and just the most misplaced character for me. I do not see why he was there. No, don't see the point. I'm just baffled. Honestly, I think it's quite too long. It's just a romance novel. Why is it 500 pages long? I think because I was just speeding through it, reading as fast as I could. I didn't pay that much attention, but now I'm thinking, this was 500 pages long. 500 pages! On what? I thought the character descriptions were quite weird. They would just zero in on one characteristic of a person and then refer to it as that if we didn't know the name, which I get, but at the same time maybe get creative. There was a character at some point and she started calling her hook-nosed woman, and she was just hook-nosed woman every single time. I'm like, okay, I get it, I guess, but like, get a new descriptor? And yeah, there was a lot of questionable things on gender. I mean, there was like a whole thing about someone's a female because they can give birth, and I was like, it's very simplistic thinking, but I guess because it's set in like medieval France, they didn't have that kind of nuanced perception of gender. So I don't know how much of that is the author's personal views and how much is the world building, which there wasn't much of it, so I don't think that's what it is. All in all, I give it 2.5 out of 5 because I feel like I did enjoy myself, but when you think about it more. Now let's talk about Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I probably shouldn't have read it for this video, let's be honest. I sped through it. I feel like my enjoyment was impeded a little bit because I was speeding through it so much. I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed. I love Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo so much. It's just such a powerful punch for me. It talked a lot about themes that really spoke to me. Like, I don't personally struggle with them, but they really made me think. They really resonated with me. I was thinking about it for ages, and this book just didn't do that. So I probably had a really high expectations for it, I'm gonna say. I mean, I predicted it to be a 5-star read. It wasn't, but it doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. I just thought it was fine, and I should have listened to everyone that said listen to the audiobook, but I was like, I paid for the book, I'm gonna read the book. It was a mistake. It was in the form of interviews, which just wasn't very gripping. I was just missing the descriptors, I was missing the ambiance, I was missing the atmosphere. It was just interviews, and I'm sure if I listened to the actual audiobook, it would have felt like I was watching one of those documentaries about movie making, which I just love watching, and when everyone's just thinking back on their life, you know. I just watched one about Whitney Houston, and it was so amazing. So I think if I listened to the audiobook, that would be the feeling that I had, and I would have been swept away. But I didn't, because I'm an idiot. I gotta say, the characters were really complex and really well fleshed out. Although mainly it was all about Billy and Daisy, and the rest of the band was second-class citizens at some point, and I can agree with that. I mean, they really didn't get the same amount of attention paid to it, you know. Okay, I'm kind of jumping here about the TV show. I know they're creating the TV show, and what I want them to do is just make it like, you know, one of those documentaries about musicians, like the Whitney Houston one. It's just so much fun. If they could do like, just literally sit them down for interviews and then play their young selves and kind of background kind of thing, that would be so cool. There was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing I felt offended me. There was nothing I felt bored me. It's just not something that really grabbed me like I thought it would. It was okay. I gave it 3.5, so it's not a bad rating. Like, I did enjoy it, but I forced myself to speed read it, but then I'm like, if I wasn't speed reading, would I even be picking it up as much, or would I be bored? Yeah, so that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was fun. I hope you had fun in the Bookie Trials. Thank you so much to Rachel and all of her nights. I just hope you have a lovely weekend, and happy reading. So, oh yeah, I got all the badges. So, congrats to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!